Thanksgiving edition of New York, New York. It's with yours truly, Jastremski, as we welcome the month of May and we welcome the second round of the NBA playoffs with a little deja vu for the New York Knickerbockers. And I, for one, did not have this on my bingo card a week ago, Sunday, when the Philadelphia 76ers fell behind 3-1 to the Boston Celtics, and it almost seemed to be a fait accompli that it was going to be the Knicks and the Celtics in round number 2. Not so fast, my friends. For the second time in 3 years, it'll be Embiid and Brunson. It'll be New York pizza and Philly cheesesteaks. It'll be New Yorkers flocking down I-95 and infiltrating that arena, no matter what Joel Embiid tries to say, no matter what the Philly Ticketmaster people try to do. Enjoy 7 home games, but also know full well it is going to be an absolute bloodbath and a war of a series between the Knicks and the 76ers. And, you know, I got to admit, the more and more I thought about Boston and Philly playing a Game 7, with Tatum beat up, with the Knicks' ability to switch on everything with Brown and Tatum and beating them in the playoffs last year, I sat there and said to myself, you know, I'm betting Philly in this game. I hope they cover the number, but I really want Boston to win the game. I'd prefer to see the Celtics over the Sixers, because I think the Sixers bring some serious elements of smoke to the table. The first being Tyrese Maxey is an absolute stud. We saw this in the playoffs 2 years ago when he averaged 30-plus points a game and had some monster nights at Madison Square Garden. Maxey is going to be a problem in this series. Then you throw in the fact that Joel Embiid is now back. We know he can go down at any minute. How he's going to be able to withstand playing 7 games every other night, the schedule, the grueling nature of the playoffs. Who knows? Remains to be seen. But Philly's a different team with Embiid. And their starting 5 is tremendous. When you throw Maxey and Embiid and George and Edgecombe, that's a lot you're bringing to the table. So that 1-2 punch is frightening. The Celtics witnessed it firsthand. That's the scary element of this series. But now it's time to be glass half full. And now it's time for me to make the case and tell you exactly why the Knicks are going to go and win this series for the second consecutive series. And for the second time in 3 years, the Knicks will be celebrating in Philadelphia winning a Game 6. Why is that going to be the case? 3 main reasons. Number 1, the Knicks are so much deeper than the Sixers. I can't believe I'm saying this, because bench minutes and bench play, it's been this like search for the Holy Grail for Knicks fans. Do we have a bench? Do we have a bench we can count on? Well, the answer to that question is now you do. Whether it's Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench, whether it's what Deuce McBride can give you, Clarkson and Alvarado played great minutes in the Atlanta series. And who exactly is coming off the Philadelphia bench? Quentin Grimes, the ghost of Andre Drummond? I mean, come on now. Are we supposed to be staying up late at night thinking about Andre Drummond coming off the bench and causing havoc for the Knicks? Don't see it. So that's number 1. Knicks are a much deeper team than the Celtics. And I think that's going to, or the Sixers, a little bit of a Freudian slip. That's going to hurt Philly a great deal. Number 2, there's going to be a lot of chatter about, okay, how the Knicks going to guard Tyrese Maxey? Fair question. Curious to see. Is it going to be a little Bridges? Is it going to be a little Hart? Is it possible OG Anunoby gets some burn on Tyrese Maxey? We're going to break down all those questions with Jonathan Macri at Knicks Film School in a little bit. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I'm not going to deny that. You know what else is going to be a challenge for Philadelphia? Who's guarding Jalen Brunson? I want to remind everybody, Jalen Brunson had monster games against the Philadelphia 76ers 2 years ago in the playoffs. He went off. He absolutely positively went off against Philly. The game 4, the day I ran a half marathon. Game 6 in the closeout. Big shot after big shot. Philly is going to have an issue with Brunson, and that's why, to me, I think you're going to see in this series, there's going to be a Jalen Brunson series. Now, it doesn't mean the Knicks should just all of a sudden abandon what really worked for them against Atlanta, moving the basketball, making sure Cat is involved, making sure Anunoby is involved. All of that has to be paramount for this group. The sum of the parts, the Knicks are at their best when they got all 5 guys in double figures, when everybody is getting involved, touching the rock and scoring the basketball. That's got to continue to be the case. But Philly's going to have a hard time guarding Jalen Brunson. And I can guarantee you on a couple of different times in this series, he is going to go off and put up some monster games. There's one more element that's going to end up being the deciding factor in this series. The Knicks are the tougher team. I felt this way 2 years ago when they played the Philadelphia 76ers, and I guess I have to give Philly credit. They were able to overcome a 3-1 series deficit. It's probably the biggest win in Joel Embiid's career. It is. So the Olympics don't count. As an NBA player for the Philadelphia 76ers, like winning a Game 7 in Boston, down 3-1, yeah, it probably is. That's what happens when you haven't made the conference finals in your career. You still feel like intestinal fortitude is on the side of the Sixers? Embiid, George, compared to this Knicks group? I don't. And there are countless reasons. The Knicks beating them 2 years ago, the Knicks depth, the sum of the parts, home court advantage for why this series will be over in 6 games. Will be a fun series. I'm sure there are going to be some moments over the next 2 weeks that scare you a little bit. Don't be surprised if Philly goes into the Garden and wins one of the first 2 games. Doubt it happens in game 1. Don't be surprised if this series is 2-2 heading back to the Garden for a game 5. But the time is now for this Knicks group. They don't got to worry about the Celtics. All right, Detroit made it through. As we tape this podcast, I don't know what's going to happen in the Cleveland-Toronto Game 7. I got to be honest with you, I don't give a rat's ass who wins Game 7 between Cleveland and Toronto because neither team to me is a threat as far as knocking down and knocking off the New York Knicks. If the Knicks continue to play the brand of basketball we saw in the last 3 games against the Atlanta Hawks, they're going to the NBA Finals. Simple as that. They'll go to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. And if there's one more little key that we should watch, not only in this series, but watch moving forward as this postseason continues. Can Game 6 of the Atlanta series be a springboard for Mikal Bridges? I know the Knicks laid the smackdown against the Hawks in Game 6. Everybody got on board with the party. Everybody got it going, right? Great. Great. You got a really efficient game from Bridges. Best offensive game it feels like he's had since what? The Knicks playing San Antonio on a Sunday in early March? The Knicks are going to need something out of Bridges the rest of the way here. It may very well be in this series. They don't want to be in a spot where Bridges is a non-factor for them and basically unplayable down the stretch of these games. He's played a ton of games on that court going back to his Nova days. Usually shows up for these games against Philly. Gonna need him. Switching on those Philly wings. Helping out on Maxey. The second round was very kind to Mikal Bridges a year ago. Can history go and repeat itself? And one more final thought on this series. And we will be live, of course, on YouTube. And by the way, if you want to call in the YouTube show that we, of course, post as a podcast, the link will be posted on our YouTube page, on Twitter. Little link you can click. So obviously download, subscribe, follow Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your wonderful content. We're everywhere these days. That's the idea. But like we would do in the Spaces days, we have basically transitioned that format into YouTube, and it's cleaner and it's crisper. And I'm telling you, if you haven't joined us yet, you're absolutely going to love it. So we'll be live after every single one of these games. TV obviously sometimes pushes that time back, but just keep tabs and follow the YouTube page. You'll know exactly when we're going on. And if you miss it, no big deal. We'll have it posted as a podcast. But I say all of this because the juice I think we're going to have and the animosity we're going to have and the hatred we're going to have towards Joel Embiid, you thought it was bad 2 years ago? It's going to be taken up 5 zillion notches. It's the second time in 3 years you've seen Embiid. You know he's going to shit talk the crowd. You know he's going to go and get after Mitchell Robinson. We had the little skirmish 2 years ago, which was disgusting and was a cheap shot and was just bush league from Embiid. No surprise there. Great player, talented player, dirty player. Let's call it what it is. But there's the Karl Anthony Towns factor too. These guys can't stand one another. They've had their beefs on social media. The old tweets have been dug up. They're going to be chirping. They're going to be going back and forth. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But the Knicks got to keep their cool. They got to keep their composure and play their brand of basketball. They do that, they're deeper, they're more balanced, they're better, and they're tougher. They'll win this series in 6 games. So that's what we have going on as far as Knicks Sixers. Jonathan Macri, Knicks Film School, are going to join us in a little bit. Now, let's keep the positive vibes going, shall we? How about my beloved New York Yankees at the moment? How about them? They go and sweep the Baltimore Orioles. They are red hot. They are by far and away the best team in the American League a month plus into the year. And everything is going right in Yankee land as they have won 8 of their last 10 games. They're now 23-11 on the year. They sweep the Baltimore Orioles, and they take a game that was close, and they blow it out of the door in the bottom half of the 8th inning, putting up a 7 spot on Oriole pitching. What's to like about what you're seeing? Just about everything, quite frankly. Like everything that I'm seeing from this Yankee group. Ben Rice, and you hope everything is okay with that wrist contusion, continues to rake. Continues to profile at the moment as one of the best hitters in the American League. And the fact that he's mano-y-mano and it's basically homer for homer with Aaron Judge. You know, as a Yankee fan, you got to live Judge Soto 2 years ago. And I know it's ridiculously unfair to put Ben Rice in the Juan Soto category because Juan Soto came to the Yankees with a track record. He came to the Yankees with major pedigree, and you saw that for a full season. Ben Rice clearly has to do this for a full season, but sign me up right now for those guys basically trading off home runs and trying to one-up each other as Ben Rice has a 1,200 OPS. Aaron Judge has 1,000 OPS, and you know that batting average is only going to climb for number 99. They both homer on Sunday. Just hope everything all right with the wrist for Rice. Beautiful. Bellinger has gotten going. No surprise there. I had some Yankee fans in my life. Oh, when is Bellinger going to hit? When is he going to get going? Only a matter of when, not if. He's too good a player. Even got a couple of nice games this weekend from Grisham and from McMahon. I mean, my goodness, was today a full moon? Did lightning strike? Did something happen? Ryan McMahon had 3 hits for the Yankees. That's when you know you're going good. But this is where I want to commend the Yankees. This is where I want to commend them. Somebody in my position that has this platform, and I've had it now for over a decade plus, a variety of different stops. Recently, I have felt from an accountability results standpoint, the Yankees have not made that the number one priority. And whether we're talking service time, whether we're talking about playing favorites, whether we're talking about not making moves with a sense of urgency during a season, writing out lineups, pitching decisions. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not going to go and litigate the laundry list of pitfalls and mistakes and critiques that I've had of the administration. this is where I want to commend the administration. Commend in a big-time way. I got the tweet Sunday evening after this game concluded with the Baltimore Orioles that Anthony Volpe, who had finished up his minor league rehab assignment in Somerset, then he went to Scranton, so a little bit of AA, a little bit of AAA, for the time being, is not getting called up to the big club and is being optioned to AAA and is going to have to wait his turn to come back and play shortstop for the New York Yankees. Can I get an amen? That is so wonderful, you have no idea. Because the Yankees, whether it's for another 2 weeks, maybe it's a month, who knows, maybe it's a week and I'm let down, they are telling you, hey, guess what? We are winning games right now. And Jose Caballero, the people's shortstop, is a big part of it. We are going to keep riding the people's shortstop until he cools off. And for Anthony Volpe, it doesn't make sense to bring him up, play him a couple of days a week, maybe not play him at all, have him sit on the bench, not gain confidence, and kind of wither away. They're going to allow this Caballero thing to continue to play out. Caballero has hit. You know, when the news came out with Volpe going on the rehab assignment, Caballero wasn't hitting. Even somebody like me, who has been proclaiming all of the wonderful things that the people's shortstop brings to the table, as far as his glove, as far as his intangibles, being able to run the bases, he's on pace for a couple of home runs too. Like, I'm a huge Caballero fan. First week and a half of the year, I was like, well, maybe he's not an everyday guy. Month plus into the year, I got to be honest, I don't want to see Anthony Volpe. Now, Caballero goes in the tank. Volpe's lighting it up in AAA. He earns the right to go and get that job back. But for the time being, he has options. He can wait his turn. Ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not just handing Anthony Volpe the job. That's what the Yankees told you. Good for them. Good for them. That's the way it should be. And you know what else you noticed? Luis Gil. I know he had that fluky good start against Boston, but for the most part, he's been throwing the ball like crap. His underlying metrics stink. The Yankees watched him pitch. You know what they said? Not good enough. I don't give a rat's ass that he was the rookie of the year 2 years ago. Don't care. He's not throwing the ball well. Elmer Rodriguez is throwing the ball better in AAA. Until Rodon, until Cole come back, we're giving him a start. It's accountability. They've done this with Rosario playing him when McMahon has not been going. They've made other calls. It's amazing. It's being run like the Yankees. Thank you. The Yankees are acting like the Yankees. So they're playing great. They're holding people accountable. Life is good. And look, it's a long season. The June swoon, we could circle it every year. It feels like it happens. It probably will happen for this group. But for the time being, it's early May, and I'm here to tell you, I got nothing to complain about. That's a good thing. I got nothing. Because at the moment, the Yankees look like the best team in the American League by a significant margin. And life is good. Now, I can't say that life is good at the moment if you're a Met fan, especially after a Saturday night debacle against the Angels, where you win the first game of the series, you have McClain on the mound. You can't win these McClain starts. It's insane. Now, McClain didn't help himself out. This was not one of these games where he went 6 innings of one-run baseball and the Mets didn't score. The Mets didn't score, but McClain pitched poorly and gave up a couple of runs. Only made it through 4 innings, threw way too many pitches in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And then the Mets just left every chance imaginable with runners in scoring position, specifically Bichette and specifically Soto, who had chances to go and win the game. They didn't do it. And to make matters worse, they made the manager look like an idiot on Saturday night, partially him, partially their replay crew, for not challenging a play at first base, or third base, that would have taken a run off the board. And when you're not a well-oiled machine and stuff like that happens, it makes you look bad. So Saturday night made Mendoza and his staff look really bad. It's not the only reason they lost. It's unfair to say it's the only reason they lost. But it's the sort of stuff that just can't happen. Okay. You lose that game Saturday. I'm like, all right. Holmes on the mound Sunday. How are we going to do this? Mets going to go and lose another series? Are they going to show some fight and find a way to win a game? To their credit, they found a way to win a game. You got a really well-pitched game out of Holmes. Holmes has been the most reliable starter this year, by far, first month in. And I got to take an L on this. I got to take an L on this. I did not think Clay Holmes could be a successful big league starter. For all of the things that David Stearns has gotten wrong, and he's gotten a lot of things wrong, Holmes he got right. He's made that transition, and he's done it very, very well. So I applaud him for that. The Met offense got bailed out by Vientos. See, a game like today is why Vientos is such a frustrating player. Because you get games like this, and you're like, wow, it's in there. 2024 Vientos, it's there. Like, there's something. And then he goes in a tank and can't field his position, booted a ball that almost cost the Mets down the right field line on a play. I don't even know what he was doing in the bottom half of the ninth inning. And then goes through these ruts on offense. It's a mess. Nothing I saw this weekend would be like, wow, the Mets are showing signs they're snapping out of it. I haven't seen any of those signs. But go to Colorado and play well. Go to Arizona and play well. And go from there. Got to start somewhere. We will see come Saturday, week from now, if they're onto something. Small bites for the Mets. Saturday was ugly, though. I mean, I did late night TV after that game Saturday night. I'm like, geez, what a total mess. Total mess.